There you are. Okay, I'm going to sit here in the woods and I'm going to complain a little bit about my fridge. It is the Alpicool, whatever it's called. I'm actually filming this after the pieces that I'm going to put, the clips I'm going to put in after this, I've already filmed. I just wanted to add a little clarification. This is a critical review of my fridge and its shortcomings. But I want to make clear in this that this is a cheap fridge. I know it's a cheap fridge. It's an economy fridge. And even with me complaining about this fridge, if I could go back and buy a different fridge, I still would not go spend $1,000 on a fridge. I do believe I would have picked a different fridge beside this one, but I'm not upset enough with it that I wish I would have spent $1,000 on a fridge. If they would have put $10 worth of materials into this fridge, where it has the 4 cooling, I don't know what you call them, 4 cooling rings that are encased inside the molded fridge, if they would have spaced those a little better so that there's more cold air being distributed from top to bottom, if they would have done that, it would have cost them a little bit of copper and a little bit more Freon. If they would have done that, and if they would have made the unit insulated a little better. $10, $11 worth of materials in this fridge would have taken it from, it's okay, but it needs some work, to a good solid fridge. $10, $11 worth of material. And I would have gladly paid double that price difference to have that. And that is my point I'm trying to get across. It wouldn't have taken a whole lot to make this a lot better. That's all. Now look at the woods. This is a quick little update I've wanted to do on this. It's a 52 quart, 54 quart, whatever the heck it is. I didn't look it up and my brain doesn't remember. But this is Alpicool Xtreme Power US 12 volt, 24 volt fridge with Bluetooth. It has the compressor right up here in the front. And then your storage food actually goes down under into here. And I've got it crammed with a bunch of stuff, so don't mind what's in here. I would like to pull this back. I probably should have emptied this before I hit play, but I didn't. So let's just move some things. Let's see if we get an idea. You've got cooling where this ice is forming here, down to where the bottom of my hands are, top of this little cool pack. There's 4 cooling elements in there, and that's it. There's no cooling going down to the bottom of that. So you've got another 10, 12 inches down there with no cooling. And this model, what shall we say? It's a cheap no-name. I mean, it has a name, but basically it's a cheap no-name fridge. It does not come with any sort of racking or shelving system, so when you look at, like I have in here, I've got it crammed full of stuff, which honestly is more than I usually have in there. This lettuce and stuff has actually been at room temperature, so I was just cooling it down just a little. That's the only reason I have that in there right now. I don't fill it up that much. And reopen this back up. You can see those lines right there. I put a little cabinet, little metal rack in there that's like white plastic, but it's got metal on the inside that people use in their cabinets and stuff. I put that in there to give some ventilation. Because what is happening is with those cooling strips that I just showed you in there, if you have this fridge full, there's no ventilation, and because it's not very well insulated at the bottom, it will keep your food that's around those coils, it will keep your food in good shape there, while the food at the bottom of this fridge rots. And that's a problem, and I'm not super happy with this product. What I've also noticed the other day, and I just started tearing my van, doing some deep cleaning today, started taking things apart, is that I've been getting these little flies, and I can't figure out where the heck they're coming from, so I'm just tearing everything apart. And this fridge is in a pull-out drawer, and what I've discovered is that we're getting condensation from this fridge because it's in a drawer, and it's not well insulated, so it doesn't hold its cold, and we're getting mold and water in the bottom of the shelf. And we'll come in here and slide this around on the other side. Ugh. And you can see it a little bit in there as well. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do about this. Where I'm at right now, I'm not happy with the product. I'm going to have to better ventilate. Maybe I'll run a 12-volt fan into this cabinet somewhere to circulate air better. Maybe I can insulate the bottom of the fridge itself a little better. But what would you say? What can I say? This is what you have to deal with when you buy a cheap product. Right? Right. One more quick look. This is the fridge, and this is what's under the fridge. That looks healthy, doesn't it? I'm going to do this a couple times, but I've wiped this down with a bleach water solution because bleach helps neutralize, mold and all that silly stuff. I'm going to do that a couple more times, let it dry, hit it again. I'm going to drill a couple holes in the bottom so that this will have additional ventilation going from top to bottom or bottom to top kind of thing. But when I get a chance, I will stop and I will buy some. They have paint at your big box stores, mold inhibiting paint, things of that nature. So I should have done that day one on this thing, but I didn't. So I'll paint the inside of this to get rid of all that good fun stuff and help prevent it happening again. And if it does, it'll help with cleanup. Seal the wood so nothing gets into the pores anymore. But I'm going to try to wrap something around the base of the fridge itself. See if we can't give it an added layer of insulation, something to that effect. I'll see what I come up with. I'll get back to you. I'll probably put it in this video or not, or maybe that'll be on the next update. We'll see how well it does with a little extra insulation. We'll see. I do have a little bit of Reflectix that I dug out. Not a whole lot. I have that, and I have some actual real metal duct tape. I'm going to wrap this and tape it around it, and let that do its thing for a little while and see if that makes any difference. Here is our little fridge. I also put some tape over and sealed that little air gap in there where the handles are molded in because it felt a little cooler inside. But I would have gone higher up with this, but it's all that I have, and none of the bears in the woods have any more of this for me to borrow, so it is what it is.